9 Your Side's Chris Brown is reporting from the front line, and he joins us again this morning. And Chris, you talked this last half hour about what you've been going through the last couple hours. For those of the viewers who are just joining, kind of catch us up.
Yeah, well, we had gone out on patrol, Lindsay, just a couple hours ago. Literally, we got back, I don't know, at 5:55 a.m. your time. And the first thing I did was come in and find you guys. But we went out on patrol, just a normal everyday patrol. So what these guys do every single day, and came under some heavy machine gun fire in the middle of a poppy field. You know, it's a field that's wet underneath, so you're sticking through the mud trying to get through anyways. And then, you know, it's face down and trying to figure out who the enemy is. That's proved to be the most difficult part here. You can't see these people. You know, they're hiding in buildings, they're in and out of alleyways, that kind of stuff, so you can't exactly see them. So if you can't see them, you can't fire at them. And we got helicopter support in from Central Command, but they can't even fire on them if they can't positively identify that's the enemy. So that was the most of the time in the battlefield we spent while these shots are being fired, is trying to identify who's shooting, make sure that's the enemy, and then fire back. That's essentially how it would work. We did get helicopter support. We were eventually able to make it out of the area we were first in. They fired again and fired again before we got back to camp. So it's certainly been a harrowing morning.
Now, you said earlier that obviously you and all the Marines that you were with are all okay. But the Marines, you know, are trained to do these kind of things, but you've seen them firsthand. Kind of talk about, you know, as immediately the first bullet was shot, what happened?
Well, if I'm being frank, I went face down on the ground, and I looked up through the grass, or the poppy grass, I suppose is what it was, and I mean, they were poised and ready. I mean, this is what they do, you know. If ever there was a day that I know for a fact that I'm not a Marine, today was that day. You know, they took charge, they did their job, essentially, and we're cool under pressure. If I'm being frank, there were a couple of moments where I felt the pressure pretty intensely, and they were able to do their job and talk me into making sure that thinking I was going to be okay as well. So great guys.
Now, and because you're not a Marine, you're a civilian with these Marines, you got some kind of training before you went out there, right?
Well, I mean, not really. I mean, you know, to be perfectly honest, the training was just, you know, no is the answer to the question. No, I had no training to come out here. I mean, I have an understanding and an awareness, and I met with a bunch of people from Camp Lejeune before I left to talk with them about what it's like. But if I'm being frank, Lindsay, you know, you just don't know what it's like until it happens to you, and that's exactly what happened today.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris, and I'm so glad you and the rest of the Marines are okay this morning. Thank you so much, and I look forward to your report at 6 o'clock.
Thanks, Lindsay.